Hello viewers, welcome to the channel, welcome to another Minecraft video. In today's tutorial, we're going to be building the Unterlagsgruppe direct Elstridsfordern. It's XX-20. This XX, so it could be 20XX, not sure, but pretty sure it's XX-20. So it basically is many things. It's surely a special vehicle, but it's I think best can be coined as a tank technology demonstrator. And what it was demonstrating was the feasibility of an articulated tank hull in the role of a sort of tank destroyer light tank. So this, for all intents and purposes, to summarize, I'll have a longer description in the description, but essentially it was pretty successful, ticked all the right boxes, but it was just sort of too expensive for the Swedish military to continue. It wasn't, or didn't feature that many advantages basically over the contemporary Infanterikanon von 91, which I also have a build for that we'll get to some other time. But for now, this is the version that was fitted with the Rheinmetall L44 gun. And it was not finished to a sort of military service standard, as it was never meant to enter service. Again, it was a technology demonstrator, so essentially the gun was like manually handled from the outside, as it was not a combat vehicle yet. But if it were, and then it would be something completely different. But as it never progressed beyond a technology demonstrator, we just have the gun mounted externally like that. So without further ado, we're going to continue here. So again, a pretty unorthodox design. We're going to place down row 3, or build row 3 trenches, space 1, 2, and 3 blocks, and then row 3. So I've never really done that before. I'm going to do this again with a space of 2 blocks. So once you have that all done, we can actually continue with the tracks. So for this, we're going to need, if we can grab it, a grindstone, stairs, shulker box, and a fence gate just for now. So first, we're going to place down some placer blocks on top of the first, floor layer blocks that we placed earlier, and then in front of those upside down into the brick stairs. And in the back, 2 placer blocks and a black block of your choice. I happen to like shulker boxes, so we're going to go with that. But then I'm going to take grindstones and place them off of the shulker box. I'm going to place 3. It's going to be for the front pod, and for the second, we're going to place down, instead of stairs, 2 fence gates. But the same blocks in the back. So once you have that done, well, almost, you can fill these spaces up with grindstone. But once you have that done, we can continue to put in the floor, which for the front is going to consist of 2 dark oak fence gates, and for the back is going to be 2 prismarine up slabs. And since we already put those down, we can just do the back one. We're going to take this all the way back to the black blocks earlier, and same thing for the front. For the connection here, I'm going to place down, actually we already just placed those slabs. What we actually need to place is 2 trapdoors. And lastly, we can do all the detail to the running gear. So we're going to place down some invisible iframes on these grindstones with a green terracotta block inside. So once we have all that done, we can move on to these blocks right here. And we're actually going to need to place a dark oak sign on the back of each one. We're then going to need a dark oak button and a cobweb. So we place down normal item frames on each of the black blocks with a button placed off of the block and with a cobweb inside of the item frame. So once you have that done, I'll finish up layer 1 and we can move on to layer 2. So we're going to do the front crew capsule first. We're going to place down 2 dark prismarine slabs on top of the fence gates. Then behind that we're going to grab some green terracotta blocks and some pistons. So we're going to place down 2 pistons on the slabs, and then place down number 1, 2, 1, 3. Actually, we can take our green head, place down 1 to each side of the piston, and for the front it's going to be at a 45-degree angle off the stairs. Next, for the front, we're going to take barriers and place down 1 barrier in front of each of the front heads we just placed, with an invisible item frame placed onto the back, and a white stained glass block. So once you have that done, we can move on towards the back, and we can take some dark prismarine stairs, place down 2 up-down stairs right off of the back. Next, for these, I'm going to place down 2 green heads on top of these 2 dark prismarine slabs. We're then going to place 2 stairs, and we're going to debug these later on. Next, we're going to take our green terracotta blocks, 2 and 2, and that is going to be really any black block. I happen to use nether here. And we're going to place down ladders on the back end. So, continuing on, we're going to finish up with the sides. So, for the front capsule, we're going to place down just 3 green terracotta stairs. I can only wish, but for now, some dark prismarine on the sides, just like so. And at the far back, we're going to take our green stained glass. What is this? Pane? Yeah. And we're going to have these. We're going to have this connected up to the blocks. Like so. I believe this is going to be ruined if we place down the heads right here. Okay, nope. But that's what we're going to need to do. And next we can start with the debug stairs. So for now we're just going to place down a 1/4 stair right on the sides. Then we're going to place down a corner stair of dark oak right behind them. So you have to place it off the edge of the block. And then we're going to take some stripped dark oak wood and the debugging stuff you're going to need to do for these two front stairs we placed previously is just that. So moving on with the last parts of detail, I'm going to add a spare track right here on this little green, not green, but prismarine stair. We're then going to take our barriers again, and we're going to place down one on top of each of the outer green heads we placed earlier, with an invisible item frame on the bottom. And in front of those, which is going to be the pane right here, which we placed an item frame right on top. We're then going to take a sword, another red sword, place down one right here, which will be facing inward right here for connection cable. And it's going to be facing like that. So once you have that done, we can keep moving down. I'm going to place down a dark oak button right off the first stripped log right there we placed earlier. And then we're going to need our invisible item frame again, placing down one on each of these back strip blocks, and we'll place down a dragon head and have it facing, so the snout is facing inward, like that. Whoops. For the exhaust, so that will finish up layers 1 and 2, and we can keep moving on. We're just going to put down the roof layer in first, which for the front capsule is just going to be some comparators. Okay, so to fix that, 2 comparators. Okay, I have these backwards because of course I do. It's going to be facing like so. Next, on the left hand side, one delete sensor. Why does it do that? Don't do that. And then another comparator placed off to the side, like so. So you want these facing in each respective direction I have here. We're going to put the gun on last, but we're just going to take our flower pots, place down one on each of the back stripped logs, and then I'm going to build down, or I'm going to place down 2 daylight sensors on top of the nether brick blocks we placed from the last layer for the rear vent, and then 2 more in front. We're then going to take our green carpets and just place down 2 more. We put down the flower pots, so now, as promised, we can get to the gun. So of course, something went wrong with the debugging here. Should be a shape. Okay, so that's actually kind of what we're going to want to do. But first, let's place down these skeleton skulls. Could be slightly problematic, but we're going to give it a shot. It's not what we wanted, but one more try. This time with a wither. There we go. Wait, that is what we wanted. Okay. There we go. So, 2 just black heads placed like so. And then in front of those, we're just going to take our polished black stone stairs And for now, we're just going to have them facing in this sort of direction there. But to be safe, we're just going to place down the walls prematurely. And then we're going to debug these, so they should be 1/4 stairs rather. Like so. And moving on, we're going to place down 2 more rows of polished black stone stairs. We're then going to place down a sign on each side of the back ones. And now for some sign detail, we'll need a black banner, gray stain pane, and an iron sword. So first we're going to place down an Invisalign frame on the middle wall, and in it we're going to place down an iron sword. It's going to be sort of facing like so. And on the last block, on the last wall, we're going to place down an Invisalign frame, and in it we're going to place down white wool at a angle for some sort of like recoil and calibration markings, I think. Again, it's a technology demonstrator. So moving on, we're going to take Invisalign frames again, place down on the first row of walls, and we're going to place down 2 gray stained panes, and on the blocks right here, you guessed it, 2 more Invisalign frames. And for this, I think we can actually use a sword instead. Let's do that. I'm going to want to face it like so. So moving on, I'm going to place down these Debug fence gates. So with those placed, we can start to debug these, which is going to be a little nightmarish, but okay. So I know these can be south tall. These ones as well, I don't believe so. This looks like these are going to be up false, That's going to be up true, we'll leave it there. Let's have south, alright, north. So we want that. And we want these two cactus as well, so this is going to be in east and west. Like so. We're also going to do the same thing, but east and west low to that first row. So it looks like it connects to the pane right there, which is like a pivot. And then we can move on with the last few blocks. So we're going to put in the rest of the big old Rheinmetall gun to where the skeleton skulls facing towards each other. And then for the barrel, it's going to be row 1, 2, 3, 4. Take out our sides. And we're going to double layer these. You can do this with World Edit or with a debug stick. We need to be like crouching. Yep. And lastly, for the big old Bofors muzzle brake, we're just going to place down 2 gates, like so, and them both facing inward. Remove all your placer blocks, of course. And we're going to have in-wall true. So with that, I believe that should finish up our UDES XX-20 experimental light tech destroyer testbed technology demonstrator thing. Hope you enjoyed the video. Certainly a very interesting vehicle, to say the least. But regardless, hope you enjoyed the build, and see you in the next video.